All right, welcome back to Fangirl Talk. I am your annoying co-host Jordan, and I'm with
Donna.
and
Torrie.
yay. Okay, so today's show is going to be slightly different because we're doing audio only, which normally seems fine, but because I can't see Donna and Tori and they can't see me, we might just sound a little more talkative than normal, but just ignore that. It's fine. Alright, so today we are going to talk about remakes. Good remakes, bad remakes, upcoming remakes. It's gonna be a lots and lots of remakes, so I hope you guys are ready. Because I sure as hell am not.
So, where do you want to start?
Well, what are your guys' overall opinions on remakes? Do you think they're lazy? Do you think some of them are good, some of them aren't? Do you think they're just like any other movie where it's just some are necessary and others are just clear cash grabs? I mean, what are your guys' opinions on it?
That's pretty much exactly how I think of remakes. Like, there can be some that will bring something new to something in a good way, and
Mm-hmm.
there are some movies that should be remade probably because they weren't very good or they're outdated, like badly. Like the humor is outdated and everything else is outdated, stuff like that.
Right.
That it could use an update, you know. And then there are those that don't need to be remade at all and they're just really lazy. That the remakes are really lazy and you can tell that the studio is just like, oh, this has a fan base, let's just exploit it.
Right, right.
So
You could just see it. It's like, well, if we just put this title on there, we'll make a bunch of money regardless if it does well.
yeah.
So what do you think, Tori?
I mean, it depends on what they're remaking. Because some remakes are remade for like a reason, or like because at the time they were made, they couldn't do certain stuff that they can do now, like in movies. Like sometimes it's because something looked really crappy, like in CGI, so they like remake it because the CGI is better these days. And other times they think the story was weaker because they couldn't put elements in it that they can nowadays. So some remakes are really good, which I will admit, even though I don't really like the fact that basically everything is being made these days. But it's like some of them are needed and some of them are really good, but others of them I get very annoyed with because I'm just like, why would you even remake this? Because they're either basically the same story again and nothing has changed about it. It's just like modernized, or they put some like stupid thing that didn't even exist before that doesn't even go into the plot. So it's like very annoying to see this thing if you're like a fan base and it's just like, this seems like they're cash grabbing. They're just like, what can we do to get more money? And they don't really care how it affects like the fan base or the people. And sometimes they just don't make it good or watchable. So I'm just like, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. I get it. I do.
I mean, like, you can remake stuff if the fan base is like, remake this, it needs to be better. Like, that is a thing that happens, but sometimes they're like, why would you do this? So it's like,
So what are your guys's like what your guys's example of like a good remake and like an awful remake? And this could be completely your opinion. It doesn't have to be, oh, well, a lot of people liked this one and a lot of people hated this one. It could be like a general like opinion. Like what is your guys' example of like, oh, I really loved this and I was glad it was remade, and then the exact opposite.
Oh. There are a lot of movies that you probably don't even realize are remakes.
Right.
Um, like The Wizard of Oz is technically a remake if you want to look at it like that, because there was already like maybe one or two versions prior to that.
Mhm.
So, and there's like how many like Christmas Carol movies? There's so many.
Right. And I was just thinking about that. Like, there's a bunch of Shakespearean plays. Like, Hamlet alone, there's just a bunch of variations of it. And it's the same story. Same speeches, same everything.
Yeah, and I'm sorry if you wanted to talk about this one, Jordan, because I know you love these movies, but like one thing that came to me was the Addams Family.
Ah, love the Addams Family.
I love the 90s or Addams Family movies. I love those so much. They're so good.
They're so good. And then there's like, because you could refer to a remake as vaguely as possible, because in that instance, that's a movie adaptation where it's like they remake the story and they do change certain elements. Like Fester in the movie series is Gomez's brother, but in the TV show and in the comics, Fester is actually Morticia's brother. So like they changed enough that it made the plot interesting, but it didn't change it so much that it made the characters completely different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like they kind of tried to keep the characters, like their personalities kind of the same, but they just changed the situations and events and stuff. So I really like those movies, and I don't know why, but I actually like the Parent Trap and Freaky Friday, the Lindsay Lohan ones, better than the original.
Those are good. Those are good examples. Yes.
Yeah, I really like those better. Like the originals are fine, but I just like the remakes better.
Oh my gosh, they're so good.
Those are the ones that come to me off the top of my head, really. So, I mean, I know there's more, but there's a lot more. But yeah, and like if we're gonna talk about like remakes that shouldn't be, you know, made or should never have seen the light of day.
Yeah.
we know exactly which one.
We know. I think everybody knows.
Yeah.
If you don't, there are 7 other podcasts you can listen to where we mention it.
We'll just say that it's a Netflix movie from 2017. So, yeah. Bad.
So bad.
Like, I guess there are some people who wouldn't say that it's technically a remake, but it is.
It is.
It is.
And it's
not in the traditional sense, though.
No, but it is. It's the same name.
And it's like we all said what makes a bad remake is just like it's just a cash grab, and they just put the title on the movie just to make money or to get views at this point, in which case makes money. And that's 100% what they did. They didn't care about the actual franchise itself. All they cared about was making money, having a popular franchise, and then getting their name out there.
Yeah. But yeah, like even if you change a bunch of stuff but keep the name, it's technically a remake. Even if people think it's just a reimagining or whatever, it's still a remake.
Still. If you got re in front of your word, just might as well just lump it in there. Reimagining, reboot, remake.
Redo. No.
Redo.
Okay, before I talk about that horrible movie forever, Torrie, what are some of your favorite?
Well, like favorite or like ones I don't like?
Well, either.
Because you like
either.
Like
you can talk about your favorites and your least favorite.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know if people are gonna hate me for this or anything, but this I don't think people know this is a remake though. Actually, if I think about it. I think I've said a lot of bad things about this, like, in the past. I don't think I said it on another podcast or anything, but I've, like, in real life, I mean, like, with my friends. But I do really love, like, the 2016 Suicide Squad movie, but it is a remake, just not in, like, the traditional remake sense. It was a remake from the movie, the animated movie, Suicide Squad, Escape from Arkham, which I don't think or no, Assault on Arkham, which I don't think people know that that's what it's remade, because they're like, well, the story's different. How is it a remake? It's like the director said, I think in an interview, that it was supposed to be a remake originally of the animated cartoon, but then they changed stuff to it, and I was like, it's okay to change stuff, but it doesn't really seem like it's a remake when you look at the two stories. It's like, these look like they're entirely different stories, but it is a remake. It's supposed to be, at least. That's what he said, is like a remake from Assault on Arkham, which was like an animated Suicide Squad movie, but I do really love that one. But it's not for the reason I think people think. It's just, I've read like the comics, and I love DC, just not a lot. But like, not some of the recent stuff they've done. I'm like, it's a little bit 50-50 chance if I'm gonna like a DC comic or a Marvel comic. Like, I usually like the comics more than I like the movies that are made, if that makes any sense. Because the comics, it's like, I have time to read up about these characters. I know what their powers are, who's supposed to be stronger than who else. That's not really explained that much in movies, so it's like, I don't know who's technically supposed to be winning. I'm just like, someone win, please, so you guys can stop fighting. But the thing I do like about Suicide Squad is the fact that they didn't make Harley entirely fan service. Because in the animated Suicide Squad one, she was just straight up 10 out of 10 fan service character, and it made me so mad. So the fact that in the 2016 Suicide Squad movie, she was a bit fan servicey, which I will admit, because that outfit is nothing but fan service. But she also had character traits to her, a backstory. She was a character you could relate to and feel sorry for because she had a tragic past. And if you watch the extended version of Suicide Squad, the 2016 one, it shows you her relationship with Joker being a bit sketchy, and it's like you kind of expected it to be that way, but it's like you get to learn more about her. And that's not the case in the animated one, where it was just like she was just there to look good and kill people, basically. That's what I like about the remake, is that Harley Quinn, sorry to anybody who likes the other characters, she was my favorite thing about the 2016 movie, because she made me laugh, she made me feel for her, I cried because she was crying, I could emotionally connect to her as a character, and I think that I like that remake more than I like the original, because some remakes are better than the original movies, I will admit.
Yeah.
And that was one of the ones that I thought was better than the original. Like, not trying to make anyone mad or anything, but I'm pretty sure some people are going to be mad and be like, Assault on Arkham is better, and I'm just like, well, you're wrong. But you can think that. No, I'm just kidding. It's okay to have your own opinions. You don't have to like something just because I like it, or hate something just because I hate it. But yeah, that was just something I needed to say. I needed to get that off of my chest. Because I do say a lot of bad stuff about it, so it's like, just so people know, I actually do quite like that remake. And I at least like it better than the original one, because the original one just made me so mad that all the girls were fan service characters and they didn't really have a backstory. They were just there to look good. I was like, wow, great. And the remakes, they actually had backstory, so it was like, yes, I can connect with these characters now. What about you, Jordan?
Well, when I think of remakes, and I don't think I'm alone on this, but when I think of remakes, I tend to lean heavily on horror movies. Like, I tend to, when I hear the word remake, I'm like, oh, horror movies. Because that's the genre I grew up with as a kid. And when I think of a good remake, I think of a movie that has the basic storyline of what the original movie has, but changes it, like we said with Addams Family, changes it enough that it makes it interesting, it plays with our expectations, but doesn't change it so much that it completely nullifies the story. Like, you don't care about these characters. And one of my favorite remakes when it comes to horror is My Bloody Valentine. I actually think that's a really good remake. And I highly recommend it for people who are not squeamish. Sorry, Donna.
sorry.
Sorry, Donna. It's very gory, very bloody, but bloody. My bloody Valentine. No, sorry. I actually think it's a very underrated movie, and I get that the original was made in the 80s, and you've got your R cut and your unrated cut, and it's actually really bloody. I gotta stop saying that word. Sorry.
Bloody.
But bloody.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell, Harry.
My bloody Valentine. So I legitimately love that, and I think that one of the positives of remakes, if you make a good enough remake, not only will people watch it and respect it, they'll also go back to the original. Because I wouldn't have seen the original movie if I hadn't seen the remake. So you have to give filmmakers props when they make a good enough remake that people go, oh, this is a remake, I need to see the original. That not only helps the current film, but also helps the previous film, and it doesn't alienate anybody. It doesn't make us think, well, our movie's better. It actually helps the film series and the genre that it represents as a whole, and I really do appreciate that. On the other spectrum, I can't stand the Night of the Demons remake. I think it's exactly what we said with the other movies. I think it's an absolute cash grab. It had nothing to do with the original plot, original storyline. I don't know why it's set in New Orleans. Why is Edward Furlong there? He does not belong in a haunted house full of teenagers. He was in his 30s, I think. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's just, the original is so much better, and I know that makes me sound like an absolute snob, but damn it. But I just can't. It clearly, like we said, with the remake that shall not be named,
Oh god.
clearly it's just to put money in the pockets of the producers. They don't really care about the actual series. And Night of the Demons, really, that was the series that was going to make you millions by quote unquote remaking it. Like, be honest, you guys, have you ever heard of that movie?
No.
No. So why remake it and completely just shit on the original story if clearly nobody's heard of it?
Logic.
What? Logic.
Logic 101. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th, where even if you've never seen a movie, you instantly recognize the name.
Mm-hmm.
Most people wouldn't know what that is, so why bother remaking it and remaking it to be absolute shit? for an original trilogy that just got campier and campier once it was finally finished in 97. Like, what's the point? All right, and then that ends Jordan ranting about a movie nobody's heard of. Fantastic.
Wow.
All right, so we've gone through the movies, examples of remakes we love, and then examples of remakes we hate. So, what do we have on the docket about future remakes?
Okay, I found a list on IMDb somebody made. It was just like some random user, I guess. So I don't know exactly how accurate this is because every article I tried to find like this didn't load very well on my laptop. So because they all have to use images and it was just slowing everything down. So I'm just going to use this list, okay?
Okay.
So we're just going to take a brief look at some of these. I'll probably skip movies that I know have already came out, like the remakes. I just want to talk about the upcoming ones. So, Pet Cemetery. I think we already talked about that one a little bit, didn't we, Jordan?
I think might be. I'm not sure. Just to summarize, just in case we didn't, I'm actually kind of interested in how the remake will play because I did like the original. I didn't read the book, but I'm interested in see it. I'd give it a chance.
Okay. I have no opinion either way, really. I haven't really seen the original, so I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Oh my god, The Crow. No.
They better not.
They're remaking The Crow.
No, that movie was great.
No.
Leave it alone.
Yeah, I've actually seen that one.
I love The Crow.
I love your argument on that. I've seen that one. No.
Leave it alone.
Because there was I think 3 older Crow movies, but I only liked the first one.
Yeah.
Sorry to the other 2, they just didn't seem relevant or needed.
Yeah.
But I just loved the first one because the guy was so amazing.
Oh no. Dirty Dancing.
No.
No.
Never.
No. That's not gonna go well. No.
Honey, no.
Directed by Kenny Ortega. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Didn't he do the High School Musical movies or some of them?
He did. He also, I believe, directed Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Wait, Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I want to say.
For real, though?
Yeah.
That was good, though. Hocus Pocus.
Well, I love Hocus Pocus,
but
it's just Dirty Dancing?
Dirty Dancing? No.
No.
I don't know how accurate this is, but the Never-Ending Story apparently is also on here.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that one. Oh, Drop Dead Fred.
What?
Drop Dead Fred. Have you ever seen Drop Dead Fred?
What?
I love Drop Dead Fred.
Excuse me.
What, Jordan?
I love Drop Dead Fred.
I do too. I love that movie.
What is it?
So good.
It's about a woman with an imaginary friend.
Oh.
Yeah, essentially when she was a kid, she had an imaginary friend called Drop Dead Fred, but her mother forbade her to have an imaginary friend, so she kind of just grew up and forgot about him, and then he all of a sudden pops back into her life when her life is just in shambles.
Yeah.
It's really, I actually legitimately like it. I know a lot of people don't like it.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of scathing reviews about it, but that was one of the movies as a child, I would just watch on repeat.
Yep.
I just loved it.
I guess I might have to watch it. I've never heard of that before. I was looking at it, I was like, is that, I've never heard of this.
I actually DVR'd it recently. We can watch it later.
Oh, for real?
Remaking this, I'm kind of with, because it could either be really good or really bad.
It's only 2 spectrums.
Yeah,
what about
yeah, because the original movie is PG-13.
Yeah.
So you could argue that it's not a kids movie. They're not trying to be a kids movie, but it deals with kid issues with, imaginary friends. How far is too far when it comes to letting children, have free reign. But it's a PG-13 movie. A remake, they could go 2 ways, and both ways would be awful. They could make it G, which I hope to God they do not do.
No.
Or they make it R, which
Jordan.
Yeah.
The premise they have here. Listen to the premise. I kind of really don't like the premise though. A young woman who has experienced a series of unfortunate events is reunited with Fred, her imaginary friend from childhood, who promises to make her life better, though his methods are more violent and abusive than anything.
Okay, that sounds R.
Yeah, that sounds.
I'm not gonna give it an immediate pass if they make it. Because they've been saying they've wanted to remake this forever. If they actually remake it, I will give it a shot. I'll
see.
I'll legitimately watch it, and then I would love it forever if Phoebe did a cameo. Because I know she's semi-retired to raise her family, and I respect that. But I want to see Phoebe Cates again. She's awesome.
But it kind of sounds like he's just gonna terrorize her. Like
he
even
terrorize her in the original.
Okay, he did, but it wasn't like, oh God, Jesus. Because the way it sounds like he's gonna kill somebody.
You know what? Take out the mom. She was awful. Take out Elizabeth's mom. She was a terrible, terrible person.
Yeah. So, like I said, this could go like either way. It could actually maybe be dark and cool, and maybe explore more, of certain things the first film tried to do.
Right.
There's a good chance they could do it well, but then, like with most remakes, especially with older movies like this, they probably won't try very hard. I don't know.
They might just be like, oh, it's nostalgic, and then that's it. Be like, hey, you remember this? Like Fred will call, if they still name her Elizabeth, call it her snot face, and then he'll punch an old lady. I don't know. Be like, hey, we called her snot face though. That's nostalgic. Like, no, it's not.
What? We'll punch an old lady?
I'm gonna sue if they actually do that. Like, hey, you took my idea.
Okay, but seriously, I'm almost looking forward to this remake because, like you said, when remakes happen, a lot more attention goes to the original movies, and I really want this movie on DVD.
I know. I've tried looking for it, and I know they have it. It's one of those but it's one of those old school DVDs where it would just be cardboard.
Oh yeah.
And then all you would have is the theatrical trailer and I don't know, a paragraph telling you who everybody is. I know who everybody is.
Yeah.
I'm fully aware that Carrie Fisher was in this movie. Don't tell me what I already know.
She was amazing.
She was so good. What are
hilarious.
you doing? I'm running for Congress. What are you doing? She thinks she's got Fred, and she's clearly just grasping at air. She's just beating him with a chill. Oh man, this movie is so good. I know this podcast is about remakes, but maybe we should just talk about Drop Dead Fred.
I think that maybe next week we'll have Tori watch the movie this week and we'll just talk about this movie again.
I feel a bit excluded this so that I keep watching that you guys are talking about.
Okay, well, we won't spoil anymore. We won't spoil anymore because we'll let Tori watch it and then maybe we'll talk about it next week.
I do like what I'm hearing about it. It makes me want to watch the movie. I'm just I want to watch this now.
Perfect.
Anyway, like I said, I'm on the fence about that one. I don't know much about this yet, so we'll see what happens. It could be good, it could be terrible, but at least we might get the original on DVD again. So,
yes.
Right.
Okay, now, do you want to talk about Neverending Story?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Personally, I love the movie, The Neverending Story, the first one. I love that movie so much.
I do too.
So how do you feel about them remaking it? I'm a little concerned. Actually.
This is kind of with me and Drop Dead Fred. This is actually something I would love to see, only if it's done well.
Only done well. It has to be done well.
It has to be done really well because this is a beloved
Neverending Story is very nostalgic for me, at least.
But when you watch the '80s one, there's a lot of dated things in it.
And since it's based on a book, and they cut, because I mean I don't remember how long it was supposed to be, but originally it was supposed to be a significantly longer movie, and they cut it down because it was a kids movie, and they felt like they didn't need all this stuff. So I think it's possible that they can remake it. I mean, I just hope they don't mess it up. Because there's going to be a lot of pissed off fans.
Yeah. Because I didn't really care for the sequels. I was just like, no.
I like the second one, okay? Because I remember growing up with both the original and then the second VHS. And I liked it fine. It felt like an okay sequel. 3 was just like mesmerizing in all the bad ways. Holy, like it was like watching the most random series of events just playing across the screen. You can't stop it, you can't do anything about it, but it's there and it exists, and that's just terrifying.
Yeah.
Got Jack Black in a unibrow beating up Jesse from Free Willy. And a, like, just drugged out Falcor flying with the weirdest looking rock biters. What?
It sounds hilarious, but it's also, like, really insulting.
It is really insulting, but, I mean, I do understand why they made it. Like, well, it was an absolute cash grab. They wanted to... But out of a never-ending story, like, that was the franchise. They were like, yes, we're going to make a bunch of money off of this. Really.
Like, we could have just stopped with the first one. Just don't make any sequels. Just stop.
No sequels allowed in Never-Ending Story.
Yeah.
They should have. They should have stopped. I mean, I get it. Like, no offense to this actor. He was probably fine. Bastion wasn't great in the first one.
No,
but he
really.
felt like a kid. He really did feel like a genuine kid. So he kind of forgave that.
I don't really mind him though. You know, he's just.
I loved the childlike Empress. I absolutely adored her.
Yeah, she was fine, and I don't know why he gets some hate from people, but I thought Atreyu was fine too.
Atreyu was fine. Like,
he was great.
He like sold that the shit. What is that scene where the horse is like the swamp
of sadness?
Sadness. He sold that. Like you were. I was absolutely bawling my eyes out. And what was it? It was just all it was. The scene was just a horse just giving up on life. Just like, you know what, I'm done. And it just. You can see on the horse's face, like it's clearly just waiting for like sugar cubes or a carrot. It's just like, yeah, I'm just in this scene. But because Atreyu, I believe his name is Noah Hathaway, is just crying, like, no, you're my friend, I love you, no! And it's just screaming. You get into it, like, move, you stupid freaking horse, move! Come on! Like, you get into it. Like, if you had a less talent, well, let's say the actor playing Bastion, you had him in the role, nobody would have cared. Come on, let's go. Come on.
Yeah, and like, apparently Noah, when they were filming that, he got hurt during that scene.
Really?
Yeah, I think that his foot got caught because they had like an elevator thing to like take the horse down, and I guess his foot got caught in it, and he actually went under the water.
Oh.
At one point. So, yeah, and that's probably one of the good things about maybe remaking this movie, because now with CGI you can do things like that and not hurt anybody.
Ugh.
Pull off a scene like that, and it probably wouldn't, they would probably have a CGI horse for that part, they probably would, but...
Probably. I mean, they might have, like, him... When it came to him, like, walking, they'd probably have, like, a real horse. But then once it got to, like, the actual horse just sinking into the swamp, it'd be CGI.
Probably. So,
maybe
like...
he wouldn't look as bored.
There's some scenes they could do probably a lot more safely now with the technology we have. Because as much as I love practical effects because they look more real, there's just sometimes, you have to try to figure out how to do it without any risk. Yeah. Involved. So it's like, But yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm hoping it's good, the remake.
I hope so too.
Because Fantasia is a really pretty world, and I would love to just see them, like, reimagine it. Like, I saw, like, fan art of somebody, like, kind of reimagining Fantasia, but with like the characters from the films, but it just looks so pretty, and I was like, I want the movie to look like this if they remake it. It's just like, oh, give it to me. But yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna try to find American.
Huh?
That's just what I saw. I was gonna
Right.
say American Psycho. They're gonna remake that.
Huh. I mean,
Huh.
I don't really know how to feel about that because
I don't know how they would remake that.
Why would you remake that though?
I don't know. It's not even that old. It just came out in 2000.
Right.
So I was like,
And I've read the book, and it's absolutely one of the most faithful adaptations. So I don't know why they would remake it. Like with
I don't know.
Neverending Story, I would give them a little bit of leeway because they changed a lot of stuff in the book. So I could be like, okay, you can remake it to be more faithful to the book or whatever. American Horror Story, I can't see how they would do that.
American Psycho.
Or, sorry.
Did you say American Horror Story?
I said American Horror Story. I don't know why they would remake American Horror Story.
It's still going.
It's still going. Okay, American Psycho. I don't see why they would remake American Psycho. Sorry, everybody listening. I'm a dumbass. Like,
It's okay.
Bret Easton Ellis has a really, like, particular way of writing, and he makes it flow so well, where it just seems like he's just listing a bunch of stuff, but it flows extremely well. And the writer and director of American Psycho, I'm going to be saying that for the rest of the time, they match that perfectly. So I don't know why they would. I mean, I'll watch it, obviously, but I don't know why they would remake it.
Maybe they want to make it more modern or something? Because a lot of stuff they remake it to, like, modernize it.
Maybe.
So you're like, oh, people don't like how this looks old. I'm just like, I liked the look. I liked the feel. I felt like this was a real thing that I could get into and understand.
Right, and the movie was, but it took place in the 80s. So unless they decided to update it to where it would either take place today, or in that case, it was like 10, 15 years before. So if they did 10, 15 years from now, so like early 2000, maybe, but I don't know. If it doesn't have Christian Bale doing the moonwalk while listing Hip to Be Square, I'm not interested. Sorry. If he's not murdering Jared Leto with an axe, I'm not interested. Sorry. Oh, spoilers! I'm so sorry.
Spoilers
It's
everywhere.
fine. I knew that was happening.
Spoilers like everywhere.
I've actually seen that scene.
I saw that scene. I was so upset about that scene, but I saw that scene and I was like, wow, that happened. I was like, whoa.
I don't want to talk about all of these, so I'm just gonna kind of scroll through and find something that.
What did it do?
I just love that Jared Leto, Paul, I mean, before we move on, was just so blasted. Patrick is wearing a raincoat with an axe. And he's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Let me drink my scotch, it's fine. Like, I would not trust to be anywhere near that man, let alone in his apartment while he's holding an axe wearing a raincoat.
Like, couldn't put two and two together, could we?
Like, honey, no.
Are you that drunk?
I get it that you're drunk, but are you also blind?
Guess what's on this list?
What?
Little Shop of Horrors.
Damn it!
Excuse me, what?
Little Shop of Horrors. Have you ever seen that?
Wait. The movie or the musical?
I don't know.
It didn't specify. Damn.
Oh, it says comedy horror musical. So.
Damn it!
Oh.
I would have given it so much leeway if they said, "Oh no, they're gonna remake just the movie," because the Robert Corman original. Fine. The movie took place over 2 days and cost $60,000. Of course it needs to be remade. Man, the musical. Okay, this is the first one that I'm gonna say, like, I don't want remade.
No. Like, this is something I probably would rather see, like, how they do the live musical specials on TV. Like,
that would actually be cool. Like, when they did, Grease Live, or, what do you call it? The Wiz. I really liked The Wiz Live. That was good.
Yeah.
And maybe it would make up for the fact that Rent Live was not live.
Yeah.
That wasn't live.
No.
No. Confirmed.
Like,
Did somebody get hurt so they couldn't?
Yes.
Yeah, the guy who played Roger, I think he either broke or twisted his foot. And so they had to do the dress rehearsal. But the thing with that is, you show footage of dress rehearsal where they're clearly still blocking and clearly working through the kinks. It's going to be significantly lacking. They really should have just had an understudy. I mean, I get it. Like, who was going to understudy Vanessa Hudgens? I get that, but they should have had an understudy for the main characters. I'd say we're off topic, but Rent Live is technically a remake. Oops.
Oh, they're also gonna remake My Fair Lady for some reason.
Great.
What?
We can all die inside now.
A
Can I-
remake of a remake.
Can I be honest though?
What?
I don't like My Fair Lady.
Oh.
I don't hate it. I think Audrey Hepburn's endearing in it. I do think the guy, I can't remember his name.
Rex Harrison?
Rex Harrison, thank you. I think he's an asshole.
Oh yeah.
I just don't understand why Eliza would fall for
No.
Professor Higgins. Like, I don't get it. I know originally, because it's based off of a play by George Bernard Shaw, Pygmalion. Maybe in that you could kind of see why those two would get together, but when it comes to My Fair Lady, I don't get it. And I don't understand why they let Rex Harrison do that stupid talk singing he did. But then they dubbed over Audrey Hepburn, whose voice was fine. I mean, it wasn't like, I don't want to like bash her voice because it's better than mine. But like, it wasn't, what do you call it? It wasn't super experienced. That's what I'll say. It wasn't an experienced voice or a strong voice, but it was a good singing voice.
Yeah, I actually found some of her audio recordings from that, and I was like, she's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually thought Marnie Nixon's operatic singing was annoying. But maybe that's a generational thing. Maybe in the early 60s they preferred that. But no, I thought Audrey's voice was fine.
I think they wanted her to sound like Julie Andrews or something.
That
Because
makes sense. Cause
she was actually her role on Broadway, wasn't she, for a long time?
She was, yeah. That was her, because she was opposite Rex.
And she
And then when they did the movie, they're like, no, we want Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah. So then Julie went on to make Mary Poppins instead.
And won the Oscar for
Won an
that.
Oscar, yep.
Because of course she did.
But like, my family loves that movie, and I'm like the only one who doesn't really like it. I mean, Audrey Hepburn is a good actress. I have nothing against her at all, but like, I think she's annoying in that movie.
It's because I think it's because of that Cockney accent they have her do,
and also just the way that she gets treated, and
it's just so ugh.
I'm just
so
like, I can't.
Dirty.
So I'm not really looking forward to a remake of that.
I'm not prepared for that accent that they're gonna have to do. Ugh.
There's some good music in it, but a lot of the songs, let's be honest, are pointless. and they're literally just filler, like clearly filler. Those people.
Don't rain, it's Spain. Like, no, stop it.
Like, but they're
Stop
good.
telling me about the rain in Spain.
Like, there's good songs. It's kind of like me and Singing in the Rain. I hate Singing in the Rain, but there's some good songs in it.
You know what? I actually like Singing in the Rain, if only for the first, like, 10 minutes of the movie. Because they make fun of, like, that premiere where there's like, oh, and look who it is. It's Zelda. And you see this one dude. I don't know who he is, but this one dude who just goes, Zelda! Oh, Zelda! I laugh so hard because he hits a high note when he screams. And I'm like, you know what, movie? You got me. You got me. God damn it. Because, yeah. And then, like, oh, they're no longer newlyweds because they've been married for a whole 6 weeks. Like, oh, so good. I mean, the story itself's not great, but you know what? If you can make me laugh so hard that you've got me for the rest of the movie, regardless, I'm in. I'm hook, line, and sinker.
Van Helsing, yes, please remake that movie.
Remake that to the max.
Please remake it.
I beg you.
That's what I want to see.
Make it good, though.
Starring Channing Tatum. The plot is unknown.
The plot is unknown, but it's starring Channing Tatum, so points, I guess. I don't really know. I like how it just says untitled, but then it says...
Jordan?
Untitled.
Hey, guys.
Yeah?
The audio's kind of cutting out.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have
coming out like a little bit, but not like a lot. It's very glitchy.
Ugh, okay, I'm just gonna go through these. Oh my god!
Wait.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Are they really gonna do it? Are they really gonna remake?
Is that real?
Are they really gonna remake Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat. Oh my god!
Wait, I think it came back. Hold on.
Okay.
Say something.
Hello?
Hello? Okay, you guys came back.
Okay, good.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay,
but we were gonna say, Jordan, there... Oh god. Mortal Kombat's on this list.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat!
It says feature film based on the popular video game.
There have been talking about like rebooting it for years and years, so I'm not gonna hold my breath.
Yeah, I won't hold my breath. Call me when they're doing a Street Fighter.
Like, honestly, I love the first Mortal Kombat movie so much.
I still need to see that.
You haven't watched it?
I'm scared.
Don't be scared.
Because I saw like the second one, I think, and I didn't like it.
Oh, honey, this one's better.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay.
It's better. Sassy Johnny Cage. It's amazing.
I'm just like, I saw the second one without seeing the first one, so I was like,
oh,
first
honey,
of
no.
all, what's going on? Second of all, I hate this.
The first one actually has a budget.
No.
Of some sort.
I was like, second of all, I hate this, but I still watched it. So if they remake it, do it well, please.
Yeah, like... I actually love the first movie, just maybe because it's not that gory.
But
like,
I'm also
there's nothing in
if
it.
they remake it, just please do not fan service the characters.
Oh god.
Please.
They're going to. I'm sorry. Because that was the major complaint about the original. Which, I mean, I saw the original like a long time ago, but that was the main complaint, that it was PG-13. So if they remake it, they're going to make it a hard R.
Oh, you know they are.
They are.
It's just gonna be gross, and I'm just gonna be like... But I actually like the fact that there isn't, like, a lot of bad, like, detailed violence in the first movie.
Right.
I can watch it and enjoy it and not get sick. So...
I won't get sick watching it.
R-rated.
I'm just... That's the only way I can think of it. Either... they're going to make it a hard R, which, I mean, I have no qualms about hard R. It's just, I just feel like it's just going to be no plot, no anything. It's just begin, fatality, like all that stuff.
Begin!
Fatality, finish him.
Stay over there.
Stay over there. Don't come over here.
I will give this the remake, if they just have one dude who just the entire time talks like this.
I'll die.
Hey, I'm going to this. Hey, I'm going to Burger King. Do you want anything? Yes, fries.
Just like the whole time. Finish her.
Give me a Whopper.
I need fries.
Jordan, I dare you to go to a drive-thru window and talk like that.
No.
What can I have for you? What can I get for you today? Number 3.
Number 3.
No pickles.
No onions.
I want a Pepsi.
Man, we only have Coke products. How did you know I was a man?
How do you know my gender?
I want to see somebody make a skit of Scorpion just ordering drive-thru and yelling at us.
Someone please. I need this in my life. Oh my god.
Just Scorpion going through his daily routine, just yelling at things.
Carry my groceries.
Oh my god. Have we talked about enough?
I think we have.
Is there?
Oh, Jordan.
Yeah.
They're gonna remake The Craft.
No.
Yes.
They already ripped it off with Charmed. How much remaking can they do?
Excuse.
I haven't even actually watched it, but...
What?
And they're gonna do another Nightmare on Elm Street?
Another one.
You know, I actually saw that coming because
Yeah.
Another.
the
Well,
this is gonna get confusing fast. The original remake was not well received.
Is it gonna be like a complete remake or something?
I don't know.
I hope
Another
so.
remake.
Jordan.
Another one.
Yeah.
They're also gonna remake I Know What You Did Last Summer.
No.
Damn it!
Excuse me. That's not
That
allowed.
movie wasn't great, but why remake it?
Seriously, why?
Maybe they want to make it great. They want there to be a fan service when there's not one.
Like,
Too much
I
fan service.
remember finding out it was a movie. It was based off of a book, and I read because I was one of those a-holes who was like, "Oh, I have to read the book."
No.
Saw the movie, I have to read it.
No way.
The book is so boring. Oh my god, you guys.
No.
The Batman.
I want to see that.
It's called The Batman.
I want to see
The
that.
Batman.
They've remade and rebooted, Batman so many
I want to
times.
see like most
Wow.
of it showing up.
I hope the Batman has the Robin with the Joker and the Jim Gordon.
The Jim Gordon. Jim Gordon.
Oh, they're gonna remake Nosferatu.
What? No. No way.
That was actually funny to me, and I don't know why.
Starring Doug Jones. Okay.
For real?
Okay,
You know what? Okay, if it's got Doug Jones in it, I'm totally down.
Yeah.
It says like Sarah Carter and Thomas Ian
Ian Nicholas.
and Joey Fisher.
Jolie
Fisher.
Jolie Fisher. Yeah.
I
I
mean,
know some of those people.
sounds like a good cast, so why not?
It sounds really good, and Nosferatu in itself is just... They made it because they couldn't get the rights to make Dracula, so they changed just enough to make their own story.
Mhm.
But it's horrifying because Dracula is supposed to be this nice, seductive, like, just man who, like, comes to your bedroom and, like, bites your neck. Whereas Nosferatu, I don't want to be anywhere near that man. That's the hell. No. No.
Could be anywhere. So you would want to be near Dracula. Wow.
Well, early 90s Gary Oldman Dracula? Hells yeah.
Hell yeah, I'd be like, what's up, dude?
Hey, buddy. I'm a better actress than Winona Ryder in that film. You want to bite my neck? That's fine.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, and apparently, Jordan, they are gonna reboot Resident Evil.
No. I repeat. No. Do not mess with Resident Evil. It doesn't need to be messed with. It has enough movies. I like those movies. Do not take that away from me. I like the actress. She was great.
Oh yeah, Milo is like,
Amazing.
absolutely amazing.
And she plays the character so well. Like, I'm always into it. I'm never bored with her. I was able to watch all those movies they made. Do not remake this, okay? You'll ruin it forever.
Have they ever had Leon in the movies? I don't think they have.
I don't think they did. I think they had a character that was supposed to be Leon, but he like died like immediately.
He's like the only one.
He
I only
died.
know.
He just died.
I only know Leon and Ada. What's her name? Ada.
Ada.
That's the only ones I know.
I think they made Ada a different character because I'm pretty sure there's two characters that are supposed to be Leon and Ada, but they don't live very long. I'm like, wow, thanks for introducing these characters just to like be like, nope, lol.
Oh, and
or like Valentine. I will never forgive them for that.
For the love of God, Hollywood, make all the remakes well, please.
Well,
yeah,
do them well.
do all the
please.
remakes you want, but make them good.
Make 'em
Make them good.
Improve on the source material.
Make them watchable.
Like-
make them referencey. A bit references. I need references.
Like, you could remake A Clockwork Orange, one of my favorite movie of all time. Make it well, and I'll watch it.
Oh yeah,
Right.
like my fave series has how many different adaptations and remakes or whatever, and I love the good stuff. I hate the bad stuff, but I'll watch a good remake or new adaptation if it's done really good.
Right.
Yeah, I really want to see a really good live action adaptation of it, like really good, with better plot, pacing and stuff than the movies had. But
yeah, like, you could legitimately remake every movie. And as long as you put effort in it, as long as you show that you actually care, and as long as you make enough changes that you can make your own thing, but at the same time respect the essential plot of the movie and the series itself, you'll be fine. Like, you could literally remake anything. Just don't remake Hooker with a Heart of Gold. I'll be fine. Literally everything else you can remake, but that don't touch.
Yeah, is there? Well, like trying to think of like anything I do not ever want to see be remade because it's just like don't touch. And I think Back to the Future is definitely
Back to the Future.
Don't touch that.
Please don't.
Now that you've said that, it's gonna happen.
One thing,
don't.
I think I never want to see remade is Gotham. I like it how it is. I don't want to see a remake of it. I have nothing against that. Well, I have some things against that show, but I know it's still technically going on. But I just don't want to see a remake of it once it's finished because I know it's like on its last season or whatever. I just think it's so good, and it's like it's a perfect amount of good and bad that it's like I don't want to see someone remake this or even try. Like a movie not connected to the show is fine. Remake any movie you want. Just please don't remake that show because I think it's fine the way it is. There's some stuff I'm like, I wish they'd change about it. I just don't, like, not enough to where I want a remake. No. Please, no. But yeah, Back to the Future is very, very good. I love those movies.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
That's her.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like the higher the iconic status, the longer it would be take to remake it if they remade it.
Mm-hmm.
So anything related to Spielberg is probably not going to be remade.
At least in our lifetime.
Yeah, definitely in our life. Like, watch it. Like, we'll be in our like 70s and 80s, and it'll be like, all right, so they're gonna remake Raiders of the Lost Ark and Back to the Future. And we'll be like, no. Good, you just waited until we had died.
Yeah. There's a lot of movies I do not want to see be remade. I'm just like, no.
At that point, their Nightmare on Elm Street would be on like its 19th remake.
Probably.
Like, Freddy would be a girl, and instead of a child murderer, she would be like a tax evader. Like something really stupid. Alright, so any final thoughts on remakes in general? Or is it just if you touch Back to the Future,
I will kill you.
Torrie will hunt you down
And kill you.
and kill you and then resurrect you and then kill you again.
Right.
Well, for me, like, there's stuff I would like to see be remade, but I just want them to be good.
Good.
Like, really good, please.
Perfect
but then there's
remakes.
other stuff I don't want Hollywood to ever touch again. So
In a good way or in a bad way? Like, that doesn't deserve a remake. Huh.
well, it either doesn't deserve it or it just doesn't need it.
It's like, this isn't needed.
This is not
No
necessary.
thanks.
Just don't.
Just don't do it, please. I would say Star Wars, but I'm pretty sure they already did that.
Well,
I want them to,
technically,
but they technically did it with the newer ones that are still connected to the older ones, and I'm just like, no.
Those aren't really
yeah,
just kind
those
of
were more just like universe expansions.
yeah.
Even though one of the movies is basically just redoing a plot from an older movie, which makes me mad, but it's okay.
Are you talking about The Force Awakens?
Yes.
I actually love The Force Awakens.
It's still redoes the plot.
I don't
I'm just like,
care.
this was already done.
It's so
I-
good.
I love it though.
I haven't seen The Force Awakens because I saw so many people like pitch a fit about it that I was like, it's not worth it. I'm not even gonna watch it. Too many people complained about it for the most minor stuff, and I already know that Han Solo dies in it. So
That
yeah.
made me cry, by the
Oh,
way.
I already knew when I was watching it the first time, but I still enjoyed it. So
I cried because I didn't expect it to literally happen. Because I was like, please don't redo this. Please don't remake this. Please don't redo this. I was like, no, they redid it. No. I was like, no.
like I
This-
made the
I was
conscious
so attached to that
decision.
character.
I made the conscious decision while watching the reviews. Like, yeah, I'll watch it. So hearing like Brad and Dave be like, "Oh no, he's dead." I'm like, okay, gotcha. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I mean, as long as you're remaking it for the right reasons, you want to retell the story, you want to show people of a new generation a different way of looking at a story, and so they could find the original story and look at it. I'm all for that. Just don't be a cash grabbing butt munch who just wants to make a shit ton of money. Just don't do that. Don't be an asshole.
hear that, Netflix? I mean,
Netflix.
Do you hear that, everybody?
okay, but what do you guys think about like when there's decently made foreign films,
Oh.
but then like our wonderful Hollywood wants to take those and make their own instead of just showing the originals?
I am okay with it if one, the original movie is so clearly defined by a single culture that if you just showed it to an American audience or a Western audience, I should say, they wouldn't really understand it. So it would have to be Westernized. I would get that. Also, if you've got the original filmmaker's blessing, like, yeah, okay, whatever. But if it's just like a shot-for-shot remake, only difference is you put white people in it, then I'm not for that.
Yeah.
The difference. White people.
You put white
Like-
people in there.
Okay.
They're white people.
Just put up a sign, no white people allowed.
Because like there was a time like the early mid 2000s especially, this was something that was happening a lot, was Hollywood would remake Asian horror movies.
Yes. Oh my god.
Like the one would come out and they'd be like, oh, this is interesting, let's just make our own. And it's just like, why? So
And honestly, I've only seen a few of them. I think the last one I saw was Shudder. Do you guys remember Shudder?
Oh, Shudder.
Yeah. I think that's the
saw
last one I saw.
I saw the remake, but I never saw the original.
I want to.
I never saw the original. And
But-
that actually did the exact opposite of what I was talking about. It was like, I saw the movie, and it just made me not interested in seeing the original. And I think that's bad. If it was like, Yeah, no, I'm not interested. Sorry.
Like, I saw the original, but I've never, like, seen the remake, and I kind of want to, just to see what they did with it. Like, Shudder. I'm just like,
Like, it was,
Honestly,
it wasn't horrible. Like, I've seen worse. But it just felt boring to me. I don't know. What do you think?
I saw Shudder once a long time ago.
Oh.
I don't remember much about it. I just remember
Honestly, I saw it like once too.
Yeah.
And I
It's
just
like-
have that, I just remember the ending. Like, that's the only vivid memory I have of it. And that was a good ending. Oh my god, it was like really good. But the entire movie in general, I just was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Okay, gotcha.
Like, I have seen most of the original Grudge movies, and I have seen the first two American ones. I don't think I saw the other ones, but I think there's a third, maybe a fourth one, and I know that they're gonna reboot it this year. So, but honestly, I didn't like the American one very much. I thought that the original Grudge was creepy, but
the only thing I didn't like about that movie, I think, was the attic part. It was like the only part I was very upset about. I was like, no, I don't like attics for a reason.
That
But
kid
that's
made me laugh.
I generally don't like attics because I always feel like I'm gonna fall through them. I feel like my weight is not supported by the attic.
Like, I know it's supposed to be creepy, but that kid always made me laugh every time I saw him.
oh, the kid that meows.
Yeah, he acted like a goddamn cat. I just start laughing. Like the mom, that was legitimately creepy. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But that cat kid, I was like, ha ha, cat kid. Like, it always took me out of the movie.
I will say though, like the original movie, it did have some creepy scenes in it. It wasn't like, oh, this is gonna give me nightmares kind of a thing though. And I'm not gonna say the American one was completely unnecessary, because I thought that the pacing in that one was at least a little bit better, at least in my taste. Like, I don't really like that movie very much, but like at least the pacing was decent for overall.
And wasn't that one, the original filmmaker, didn't he make that one as well?
I don't know for sure. Could be.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right, but I will say that the surveillance scene actually gives me the creeps in the remake. I was just like, no thanks, because I don't like shadows, and I'm just like, nope.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
That's a whole lot of help right there.
I'm so sorry. I just IMDb'd The Grudge to see if it was the same filmmaker. It was. I accidentally scrolled and looked at quotes.
Oh.
They have the creepy dead mom who makes that guttural sound. They have that as a quote, and it says croak, but it's got like a bunch of K's.
Croak.
So it's just croak.
Croak.
Yes, because we needed that on IMDb. We needed that quotation. We needed it.
Croak.
Just
Croak. Like, wait. Before I quote it, I need to go to IMDb to make sure I'm getting it right. To make sure I have enough guttural K's before I do it.
I don't know, but like after you find out why she's making that noise, that's pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Oh god.
I thought that noise was like, I don't know why, but at first I thought that noise meant someone was going to die. I was like, no. But actually, a noise is like, the really weird thing about it is like, why would you make a noise that alerts people to your presence? Because they can get away from you.
I think
they can hear you.
They
now.
can't actually get away from her because she'll just find them anyway.
Right, but I'm just like, they can hear you now. You're alerting them to your presence. Now they know
to creep them out.
Basically. I guess to creep them out. But I was like, at first I was like, I never understood why she made it, but then I found out, I was like, no.
So, I guess what we've learned is best case scenario, if we like a remake, we're like, yeah, okay, it's good. All right. But it's like we get more passionate with remakes we hate, or we just absolutely hate the idea of it happening. So I'm just going to repeat what Donna said. People out there, if you're going to remake movies, make them good. Make them perfect.
Yes.
That's the only way. So if you're not going to make it to the best of your capabilities, don't even bother.
Nope. I'm just like, nope.
Nope.
Nope. All right. So that does it for me. I'm Jordan, and
I'm Donna.
And I'm Torrie.
and we will be talking and sidetracking soon. Bye, guys.